Welcome back to the Fourth World Podcast. I gave up on what episode this is.
It's 6 or 7. 6 or 7.
I stopped counting a long time ago.
I think it's 7. Because we deleted Dave's, so it's kind of like messing with the noise.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
So you're holding the mic like Dave.
No, I'm holding it right.
So we got Cody.
Yeah.
Roofer Ahasteen.
Yes.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Again.
Solar panel Aberle.
Yeah.
Damien Hitmaker Charley.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
So how you guys been?
I'm good.
When'd you get that tattoo?
Oh, I got this tattoo when I was in Denver.
For real?
Yeah. I got it like about 2 years ago.
What's the name of the artist?
I don't know. When I went to go get it, I was it was just like a local artist, you know.
You were
like
drunk?
Oh yeah. I don't know who he was.
Woke up with it?
There's just like a lot of tattoo artists out there, so I just went out there and I was just like, hey, you know, like
Tag me.
yeah, basically, like I was looking for a tattoo. This is basically like our family seal right here.
Yeah.
And like these feathers are the kind of stuff I've done like to kind of earn them, like good deeds and all that.
Uh-huh.
I gotta add more feathers and some more designs. I'm trying to get a sleeve in here and all that.
A sleeve?
A sleeve.
Like Hernandez? Oh no, what's his name is?
Hartman.
Hartman,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if we want to talk about that. Go to Hartman stories. I remember those stories after we left high school. Just went crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Legality and still under investigation about all that stuff.
Okay, let's start out. Cody, when did you meet Nick?
When did I meet it?
Yeah, when did you meet Nick?
It's gotta be what, like Bonnie Brenner?
What year's our anniversary?
We start back at the beginning.
I have a plaque.
I do believe 5th grade, Bonnie Brenner.
Yeah. Well, when did you go to Bonnie Brennan? Because I remember I came 3rd grade year.
3rd grade? I think it was there 5th grade.
Yeah. Yeah, 3rd grade year, I became friends with him because he was tall. Like, him and I instantly clicked because, you know,
Yeah.
we had the same struggles and everything. So we're just like, you tall? Yeah.
So I heard they had to adjust the desks for you.
Just for us too, you know, we had to get the bigger desks.
So I had to take the teacher's desk.
Had to get a rolling chair and everything like that.
Okay, so when did you meet Damien?
Damien.
I don't remember.
To be honest, you talk about meeting him at Pooh's Playhouse, but I don't remember him at Pooh's.
You don't remember Damien at
I
Pooh's?
do remember him at Little Singer though.
Little Singer?
Yeah.
Bro. Okay. So when did you meet me?
You, on the other hand, we go too far back for me to remember.
Mm-hmm.
My parents
Yeah.
say pretty much at birth, so.
Yeah. Okay, so
Heard you guys high-fived after birth.
this podcast is gonna be special. So like 3 of my top friends are here. Like I've known Damien since Pooh's Playhouse, Cody since Pooh's Playhouse, Nick since like second grade.
Yeah.
So they're all like super close to me. And if I were to like have a placing of my top friends all time, you 3 would make it.
Yeah.
Easy.
All stars.
Yeah.
So we're gonna throw a bachelor party.
Just waiting
it's
for you to
crazy.
get married.
I was asking Cody. I was like, Cody, when are you gonna get married? I'm ready to be your best man. Let's think about. So how'd you meet your girlfriend?
I met my girlfriend on Facebook. Yeah.
You did too, right?
Yeah, same
So
thing.
what about you? Oh, it's on Tinder.
Is that Grinder? Oh.
Reservationonly.com.
It's blackpeoplemeet.com.
Oh, Christian Mingle.
Dude, you guys remember? I remember this one time back over, you know where like the water towers are? Like over like on the west side of Winslow?
Yeah.
Dude, they put a billboard up where it says where whitepeoplemeet.com. Where whitepeoplemeet.com. I'm gonna repeat that. On the billboard right as you come into Winslow. They put that over there. I was just like, what? Really? That shit was funny. I started laughing. Like, I don't know why you would put a dating site up there like that. Especially in a native town.
That makes sense. I mean, you're in a native town.
Gotta throw it out there.
So Nick, what's your like favorite Cody story of all time? Like, what's the memory that you have with Cody that sticks out?
I just remember that Cody's a grandmaster fisherman or whatever. Cody's like a really good fisherman. Like if I gotta remember any time, it'd be Bear Canyon fishing trip. That or Mr. Bush's class, history class, and you and I used to talk so much crap to each other, and he'd be like, it didn't matter what we said used the most effed up ish to each other, and then he would just be like, hey, guys, chill out over there. And like, you know what? Cody F you, you know. And Cody would just turn around and be like, Nick F you. And we're just messing around and all that because we're bored. This is funny.
So you can say the F word. So we're explicit on all the channels.
Do you guys beep it?
Oh, no.
Fuck.
Oh! So one of my
I was just
favorite.
kidding. Oh.
So one of my favorite Cody stories is we're probably up like 11 o'clock p.m. balling at the high school courts, and we seen Cody. Cody came like around 12, and we're like, you guys down to go fishing in the morning? And we're like, yeah. And like, Cody, you gotta go with us because we know if you go home, you're not waking up the next morning. We're sticking with you.
Oh yeah, like.
And then so we tagged along Cody to his house, and we went fishing at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we hiked down to the creek, and we were all fishing, and Cody just like laid down on a rock and fell asleep. So Cody drove there, took us to the fishing spot, hiked down probably like a quarter of a mile, and just fell asleep on a rock, like Snoopy style, like arms crossed, head back.
I remember that. Like we're at your house playing GTA 5, trying to steal like a plane, you know, and then just riding a bike, trying to hop the fence and all that.
Yeah, trying to steal a jet.
Yeah. Was it like we're just like, dude, like we're supposed to like go home and sleep for a couple hours, but it was like already 3 or 4 o'clock. We're just like
might as well stay up.
Might as well stay up, you know, and just head to the creeks. Like, let's go fishing. Cody's like, nah, I'm tired. We did like so much convincing. He's like, all right, I go. So convinced him, went out there, immediately falls asleep on the rock.
I'll post a picture if I find it. But it's one of the funniest pictures. Like me taking a selfie, and it's like Cody asleep on the rock. Like this.
That was really funny.
I was probably like our senior, junior year? Senior, junior, right?
I was like senior, junior.
See, yeah. It was later on in the years and all that. I just remember freshman and sophomore year, you know, we're just playing video games.
We used to stay up all night and play zombies.
Till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, be like, yo, I got a test tomorrow in English class. I got to go to sleep. It's like, nah, you're ready for that, man. You don't need to sleep. Just wake up. And we just woke up the next day, tired as hell. It's funny.
That used to be like a daily thing, going to sleep late.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do it often, like every day type thing.
I remember.
That was the only time we all had good internet, to be honest. It was like late at night.
Late at night.
Like if somebody gets on, like our internet was trash.
Everybody else went to sleep, you know, so it was just basically the PS4 that was on playing Call of Duty Zombies. I remember we used to take breaks after each round of zombies because they would take like hours on end to complete one round. Like we would be like round 40. What was the highest we ever went to? Like 45, 46?
Something like that.
And it took like an hour to complete one round. And we're just like, okay, this is kind of getting ridiculous, you know. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning and I would go and make my spicy hot chickens or whatever.
So what do you guys think about this quote? I am Indian, American Indian. I prefer American Indian because anyone born in the Western Hemisphere is Native American.
Oh, spud boils.
Because there's a lot of like different names that people call us, like Indians, like Native Americans, American Indians,
okay, so
other.
That all honestly comes down to preference. My preference is I prefer to be called Native American. Indian is another people. Indians like Alibabas and all that, you know, they're over there. You know, we're Native Americans, you know, we come from around here.
Mm-hmm.
In my preference, that's what it is.
From what I understand is people back east, they hold on to American Indian a lot. Because that's what they've been called for so long. Like, if you think about it, they've been called that for 200-300 years.
Mm.
And they cling to it. But back here, we weren't really, like, as the people traveled west, it didn't hit us until, like, 200 years ago.
What about indigenous?
I like indigenous.
Indigenous, it's such a big term. Like I know ASU, they're American Indian, they're American Indian council.
Yeah.
Like they have trouble with the wording because if you say American Indian, like Indians from India will
Yeah.
show up at the meetings,
Yeah.
and if you say indigenous, like people from like
All over.
Guatemala would
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah.
So they had a really hard time trying to pick the phrasing of the name,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody really knows like what to call us,
Yeah.
and that's because the history books, like we're not in the history books, so no one really specializes in that, or they don't really care to change that.
Yeah. One thing I was always told is history is written by the winner.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the winner did a lot of bad stuff to us, so they don't want to put that in their history books and all that stuff. So, so you know, that's why we only get 2 pages in the history book out of like a whole 300-page textbook. That's always pretty cool though. But indigenous, that's how I see it too. Is like indigenous is kind of like a more broader. You know, you're indigenous to the land. It can go North America, South America, you know, all over. You know, but Native American, you know, I think just centralizes to Americas. So I don't know. What's your thought on it, Cody?
Cody, have you ever had like a discrimination moment? Like someone judges you since you're Native American?
Not really discriminated against, but people do tend to mistake me for a Mexican.
All the time?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
not all the time, but majority of the time.
Yeah.
There are those few people that will actually say I look native more than a Mexican, yeah.
I remember that when I was in Denver. Like when you were construction, you know, they come up and be like, "Hey, ¿cómo estás?" I'm like,
No habla español, sir.
no habla español, you know, like I'm Native American, bro. They're like, "But you're brown." I was like, "I know, but I'm like Navajo. I don't speak Spanish. Only Spanish I know is from high school." Yeah, that's a common thing, especially when you go.
You
to
never
the
been like
cities.
discriminated? Because I feel like I've been pretty often. I don't know if it's just because like
So where have you been?
it's just
bro?
because like I'm like in the education where like it's more judgy or like
Yeah.
it's more like I wouldn't say levels, but it's like you're
stereotypical.
like you're working your way up, and it's kind of like you only made it that far because you're a minority.
Yeah,
But in reality, it's a lot harder.
yeah.
I had a totally different experience in college. They were actually,
Were they welcoming to you?
yeah, they all said, "Are you Native American?" I was like, "Yeah," and they said, "Wow, you're like one of the first natives to come in." Like they were happy, they were proud,
Yeah.
you know. So I think they were just happy so they can have everybody comes here
Yeah.
in their thing.
I remember one big like discriminatory story that I went through was when I did some solar work up in South Dakota, Nebraska area. That was like when
Nebraska.
the dapple stuff was going on, and we went to a restaurant, and like we sat down and all that, and like these white farmers came up to us. They're like, "The F you doing in my restaurant? Y'all need to get the F out of here, you damn dirty
Go back and
Indians."
where you came from.
Exactly. Y'all don't, I was like, "Y'all up here for the damn pipeline? Y'all need to get the F out of here," you know. And so I was just like, we didn't want trouble, so we're just like, we got our food, we just left, you know. There's more of them than there is of us, so there ain't nothing we could do, so we just left.
Yeah, even last week, like I was getting picture frames for my pictures because I printed them out, and I was going to this picture frame store, and it's like a little like strip area where they have
Yeah.
a bunch of stores,
Yeah.
and I was walking inside the picture store, and I heard this one guy that just walked out of one of the stores, and was like, "What are you doing here?" And I looked around, I was like, "Was he talking to me or was he talking to somebody else?" I just looked around, I was just kind of like, "Oh, he was talking to me," but
If
I
he's on
didn't.
the phone. Has an AirPod in.
But he just said that, and then I just looked, and I was like, I don't know if he was talking to me or not, and I just like kept going, and like I tried not to make a big scene about it.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you doing here? It's just like just because I'm brown and I live in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
He probably saw your Apple Watch. And got that.
Who knows?
And it's just like one of those like little things like you wouldn't notice, but
So were you
It-
wearing that jersey?
Rapping.
whose jersey's better, me or Cody's?
Comment down below.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't like yours because of the color scheme. I'm not a fan of orange. On the other hand, this blue looks nice with anything.
That's all.
Well, what's the name on the back?
I gotta admit, I do prefer those colors over those. But as far as for teams, I gotta go for Phoenix. I don't like the Cowboys.
I like the colors. I like the newer ones.
The
The newer ones
pretty
look
cool.
good. That looks like a classic.
What are the new ones?
I think
They're
it's
Nike. They're
yeah,
Nike.
and, I forgot the color scheme. But let me see.
It's different from purple, orange, and gray.
I don't know.
So Cody, what's your favorite story of us three?
Favorite story of you three?
Yeah, of me, you, and Nick. Because we have a lot of memories.
I'm gonna start off with Damien because
Okay, yeah, start with Damien.
it's one
and
of the
then-
few memories that I have with him. But I don't know, it's kind of one that I hold pretty dear to myself. I do like that.
Yeah, looks a lot
Looks
better.
nice, yeah.
Oh, that does look better.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
all it is.
Oh. okay, you start with Damien.
Alright, so my favorite memory was
Okay, kind of lean into the mic.
I do believe it was my first baseball game actually. It was the Diamondbacks. I don't know who they're playing, but they had the old colors, the gold, purple, and green, right?
I don't
Some
know.
sort
I
of
don't
green.
remember this at all. So this is
Was
new
that the
story to me.
elementary trip?
6th grade?
Was that the 6th grade trip?
No.
Is it the Coyotes? Oh.
No. Anyway, I do believe my mom said it was like some sort of promotion with wherever she was working, wherever your mom was working at the time as well.
Yeah.
And they got tickets at a discount price. And at that game, we actually sat fairly close to each other.
For real?
Yeah. It's one of the few times that I do remember hanging out with them.
You don't remember the Coyote trips when we were?
I remember
Boy
the Coyote
Scouts?
trips, yeah.
Was it? No, Cub Scouts. Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts,
yeah.
yes sir.
I barely remember those.
You barely remember?
The only part I remember is like when they let us watch a movie on the big screen. Like,
Oh
over
yeah,
the
we were on the
hockey rink.
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on the ice. You
What
remember
movie
that?
was
I
that?
I
I don't remember, but I remember.
It's a
doing it.
hockey movie. I forgot what it was.
Mighty Ducks. Oh.
I think it was the Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
The only parts of that trip that I do remember is getting the hats and going to sleep.
So the blankets too.
We got the blankets too. We had a
Yeah.
Coyotes blanket. We went like 3 times or like 2 times, something like that.
Did we all get the same hats? Because I know there's like some sort of hat situation.
Yeah.
I got like a camouflage one, which kind of it was nice, I guess.
I just remember my memories of it was like being in a bus, all of us together, and we would go down there, and there'll be other Cub Scouts there, but we never got recognized. Like they would put all the Cub Scout name, like numbers on the Megatron, and ours would never be on there. But I guess we didn't really get like the super close seats. Like we were always still like way up on top.
You guys have some good memories.
I think we showed up late a lot of times too. I don't think we had the best like leaders. I think we always showed up late.
When was this? Like,
It was-
how long ago was this?
Elementary.
It was probably like
yeah.
1st or like 2nd grade.
Dang, that's like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of those, so I was before I came around.
It was, I remember
It
like
was,
we had a
yeah.
little book that we had to memorize like a little.
I still have it.
It was a little like saying.
Like an oath?
Yeah, like oath. It was like a paragraph oath, and we had to memorize it to be to be included into like the Cub Scouts.
Yeah.
If you failed, like you weren't a member.
Oh.
So I remember like studying it and being like, I gotta remember.
The
this,
only
I
thing
gotta
I
remember
remember
this.
from Cub Scouts is how to fold a flag. That's the only thing I remember. I don't remember any how to tie the knots or anything. I just remember how to fold the flag.
I don't know about you guys, but I can sell a bag of popcorn.
That's cool. Only thing I remember like a D-backs game was like when we went to elementary school. Elementary school was like the one time. Remember like 6th grade year, we all went to a D-backs game, and then
Yeah.
like we didn't even watch the game. We were just walking around and all that stuff, and like looking at the merchandise. Like, hey, we can go get some merchandise. Little kids trying to get something, but they're like all $45, $50 jerseys and all that. We're just like, I think we're just gonna get like a little button or something.
So I want you to get a drink. Oh.
Yeah,
I
remember
think being a lot older, I think it's a lot more fun to go to games when you're on a little bit intoxicated instead of just going sober.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more fun when you're over 21.
Was there ever a time that we all had a class together? Growing up?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was always just
we
like
would have been written up in that class. Oh,
I remember like
In 6th grade, it was me, you, and Damien. I
yeah.
think.
I
Was
had
it?
Miss Leonard.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
me.
Miss
it was-
Leonard.
yeah, we all had Miss Leonard.
Like,
It
do
was
you have
Cody
Miss
and Miss
Sainer?
Sainer.
Yeah.
Miss Williams?
Miss Sainer.
Oh
Sainer.
yeah, you always got the mean ones, Miss Sainer.
She wasn't mean, but she wasn't as cool as Miss Leonard. I mean, you guys got lucky.
And then like Mr. Jordan too, didn't she?
Mr. Jordan was cool.
Yeah. I always
Who was your teacher?
I was always Mr. Leonard was 4th grade. I remember that.
I had Mr.
Miss
Leonard.
Williams was 5th grade.
Yeah, I had that same.
And then Miss Leonard was 6th
Yeah, I had the
grade.
same
They were all
thing.
pretty
You guys
cool.
had the same class
Yeah.
3 years in a row.
Yeah. And I always remember Miss Williams' class, 5th grade year, when you had Mr. Jordan. Like, we were right next door to each other. We
Yeah, I
always
remember
hear him
Mr.
yelling, dude. That was always scary. Like, we were always like, dang, Damien and I used to always tell each other, like, man, glad we're not in that class.
He's yelling at Cody.
Always at Cody. But yeah, it was just, I don't really, that was like the only time we ever had classes. Otherwise, it was always just one or the other, you know. Then we went to high school and all that stuff, and it's kind of, I don't know. Did I have any classes with you in high school?
We had a few, yeah. Some math classes.
Yeah. Then
Science.
I don't think we ever had a math class together.
We had a
in
math
school.
class.
Yeah.
Us, on the other hand, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think we've had
we
any
ever did.
classes together.
I don't. Me and Damien didn't.
Yeah, we did. I
Yeah.
know we had a class. I at least had one class.
I was
One
always at,
class.
I was at the accelerated, so I was always with the smart people. So Cody finally caught up to
Oh,
me
that's
senior
I
year.
did catch up, yeah.
So Cody caught up to me senior year. Like I was always
no, I
a
think it was
math
junior
class
year.
ahead
It was
of-
junior year, pre-cal.
Yeah,
You didn't-
it was because of our teachers. They didn't have the right qualifications for the class we tried to
There's
take.
Arnold, but Cody wasn't in Arnold.
I was in Arnold.
Senior year, it was.
Oh, you were, huh?
It was because like we tried taking their classes, but we had to take pre-cal twice because like we tried to take it for the college credit,
Yeah.
but it never went through. Like we took Mr. Arnold the first year, and then we took
Hood.
21 minutes.
Then we took Hood the second year. But yeah, we took the same class twice basically. But
Oh, you did. I took calc my senior year.
you
Cause remember you? It was
Oh,
me
you-
and Cody. Me and Cody took calc, and we were in the same class, and Hood hated us.
You went to didn't you go to take college classes and all that?
Yeah, I was taking calc and math 152 at NPC
Yeah.
because calc. I was gonna take calc, but calc started like 11.
Yeah.
And I didn't get out of my class until like 12:30.
Yeah.
So I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So I just took 152 that started at 1,
Yeah.
and I barely made it. Like I would leave straight from class
Yeah.
and barely make it to NPC. And
I just remember taking like a senior, or a summer class at the end of my senior year. That was basically the extent of my.
Hood
college.
hated me and Cody because I always used to talk to Cody in class.
I remember he took your math book too, like.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys hated me.
Yeah, because he's like, okay, well, we're gonna do some college math questions here. I don't know. I got this book from one of your classmates. I don't know if you know Avery Smith. I was like, God.
Like my best friend in the class.
I was like, give that book back to him, man. It's like it's really hard questions I didn't even know how to do and everything like that. He's like, all right, guys, solve this. It's like, you didn't even teach us how to do that, man. Like, come on. Yeah, but that was a pretty fun class. Do you remember when we took Mr. Hood into like our men's league basketball team?
Was it Cody on the No, Cody was there for the first game. I wasn't.
You were there. You played.
Cody was there on the first game.
No, I didn't play with it.
You
I
didn't
played
play,
the year
but he was
before.
there. He was there.
The year before, I think it was. Like, you remember you played with Dave and you made like a.
Dave and Jason, yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember one game where I was hit in the face with the basketball.
By my mom.
Your
By my mom.
Exactly, yeah.
So like we made like a men's league team like for Winslow a long time ago, and like we needed money to be able to pay for the team.
Yeah.
So we kind of added your dad signed up, my mom and dad signed up, Cody signed up, Jason signed up, my brother signed up, and these guys aren't typically ballers. They were back in their day, you know, but you know it's been a good
It's way past your prime. They
way
were
past
not
their
in
prime, you know. But you know, so to make up the money to be able to pay for like a men's league team, we got them. And my mom was playing with Cody in one round, and Cody was running past on a play, and she goes and throws the ball, and it hits Cody in the face. Like he turns around, she's like, Cody, and he turns around, boom, right in the face, and hits him.
I remember Cody having long hair.
Yeah.
I remember his face just like jerked back, and his hair like flew back.
Oh man. We're just like, oh.
That was
my
like the worst men's league team of all time. Like we couldn't put together the.
like nobody could play together at all.
Like
It
we're
was
just adding people because we couldn't make the entry
just so
fee.
they could pay like their $30 or whatever to make the team. That
Yeah,
was,
so to put some context in, we all went to Winslow High School.
yeah.
Yes, all of us.
Yeah.
And then we all went to Bonnie Brennan Elementary, right? Except for Avery. Where were you at first? Because I know you weren't at Bonnie Burn the whole time. It was like
I was at a Christian school for a while.
How was that?
It was good. It was more strenuous. Like it was more like, to be honest, I had like 5 people in my class. It was a lot smaller.
How was the transition from that class to like the elementary that Bonnie Burn in?
It wasn't much, to be honest. Like I kind of slacked off more, because a lot of my friends, like that's where I met like Gary, and Cody was in there, Nick was in there, Jaden was there, you were there, like all my friends were there, so I kind of slacked off more.
So did you want to come to Bonnie Burn or did your parents?
Oh no, I wanted to come there.
You wanted to go to Bonnie Burn?
Yeah.
Good choice.
So, I don't know if that was a good choice.
Because it was good to be there before junior high, because junior high was crazy.
Yeah.
Junior high was crazy.
It was I don't know if you could say a culture shock, but it was a lot different from elementary to
Junior high was a lot crazy.
Like, I'm a good kid, you know? Like, I was always a good kid in
Yeah.
elementary,
Like
and I got written up and sent to detention in junior high.
Yeah,
like at junior high, they were just looking for the write-ups.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't care who you
like
are.
the first fight I saw was in junior high. Like probably like the first or second day, there was 2 guys going, "Oh, what the hell's like the first?"
You guys
day.
remember that rule? If you whistle, it was gang related, so you got sent.
Yeah. You couldn't chew gum.
I just remember like growing up to school some days, and there'll be a fight outside, like, and you just run outside like, who's fighting?
Yeah.
And it was on a regular basis.
There's always fights going on.
And your
know?
parents will still drop you off, like even if there was a fight going on.
They'd be like, "Have a good day, son." Oh man. You gotta admit though, the food was pretty good. In
Junior high,
Like,
junior high was
7th grade, and then the
Yeah.
8th grade. That's when the free food happened.
I remember in high school too, like freshman year, the food
Oh
was
yeah,
good.
no, it was freshman year, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah,
freshman
you
year.
remember
yeah,
they
because I
had-
remember they had the sandwich stand, and that sandwich guy had a walk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Had
weird
a-
walk.
Yeah,
where
had
you
a
like-
weird walk. Yeah.
And then you remember like they had like that separate like part of the lunch where you could pay for better food.
Yeah.
They had wings there and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And they had like the the curly
Oh,
fries.
the
and
curly
seventh-
fries.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that shit was good.
I remember they had like ping pong table, and then like
The
they had
Wii.
Dance Revolution or whatever going on. And then like 2 days later, they took it all away. Made high school seem like it was all fun and everything. And when you finally get there, it wasn't like that.
Hands down, favorite year of high school was freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
One of
Like
my
all the
favorite
ping
years,
pong
yeah.
tables, the Wii.
Yeah.
So
The
so
food.
so me and Cody were talking about this, but in high school during gym class, me and Cody used to mess with Nick's locker.
Oh.
Me and Cody. So I don't know how we found out. I think it was your shoes. Like we knew the type of shoes you wore.
Okay, so
And
I
we figured
had.
out which locker you kept your stuff in. And me and Cody would just mess with, because we had a second hour, and I think you had a like 4th hour. Or something.
No. You guys had it after me.
So you had a first hour, and then we had a second hour.
I had it like I think it was first hour. Yeah, I had weights class and all that. Like, so we would go change out in the locker room, and I would leave my gym stuff in there, you know. And then like, I would come back the next day, and like it was one of those lockers that have like those little diamond cutouts to where you could see inside the locker. I would come back to my shoelaces braided in such a knot that I didn't know how they braided it in there, and I would.
So was it a Boy Scout knot?
It was a Boy Scout knot.
So you know it was these two. Oh.
So like you only had like 10 minutes before you could change out and everything, and I would spend that 10 minutes trying to undo that knot to get my shoes undone. And so like I would be like, who the heck is doing this stuff to me? And I remember like freshman year, you guys had a different lunch hour than me. There was 2 lunch hours in our high school to where there was first lunch and second lunch. You guys had second lunch. And it wasn't until like I started going to second lunch that I like asked you guys like, fuck, someone's messing with my shoes. You guys would start laughing. I was just like, you guys know who's doing this? They would just start laughing, and I knew it was you guys. And I remember the worst time, I think it was somebody else. It wasn't you two. It was somebody else like braided my shoelaces, but then they got a lighter and they melted them together.
It was Dino. It was
Yeah,
Dino.
they melted my shoelaces in that braid, so I had to get scissors and cut my shoelaces off. And I was like, God damn, like I'm ain't no way I'm running the mile today.
So that weights class, it was me, Cody, Dino, and a couple of other people, and we just change out like towards the back, and we all used to just talk, and we're like, I think that's Nick's locker. And like, what? Like, why do you think that's Nick's locker? It's like, well, there's Jordan shorts and there's like red Nike shoes. and they're big as fuck. And then I know Nick, where is that?
Hang on.
Oh,
Intermission. You need
so did any of you two go to college yet? Thinking
I
about
took
it?
some classes, but that was about it.
yeah, it's just summer classes and all that.
So how'd you guys like the transition from high school to college? How did you guys
Freedom. There was a lot more freedom. Like, the teachers weren't on your ass that much.
feel? Yeah.
Honestly, like, my teachers that I had, I took welding, and then I had like a math class, and then like the math class I took, the instructor was over in Cholo, so he wasn't there. It was like a video class and all that. So
Like
I-
that teacher on Ned's classified survival guide?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So like he never knew like the names to faces. So like I took a math class that was underneath pre-cal.
Yeah.
So it was like a year before mine. So I already knew all the stuff in the math class. I was like, okay, this is just a refresher. Like, I already did this stuff in pre-cal, like, or even before that. So
Yeah.
I would kind of ditch class and like go to McDonald's for lunch. Like, I'm tired. Like, I already know how to do all this stuff, so I just left. Welding was a lot more cooler because the teacher was laid back.
Everything about welding is not cooler.
Oh, It was, I don't know. All my family are welders, so it just kind of came natural.
they're all
to me.
welders? Even your mom?
Aw, pretty sure she knows how to do
Yeah,
it.
college was a lot different for me because the classes were a lot, no, I want to say harder, but it took a lot more studying.
So you also said in all the podcasts stuff, you said you went to Yavapai.
Yeah.
How was the
gosh.
transition from Yavapai to ASU?
It was good. I think even to this day, like I talked to some of my past Yavapai students,
Yeah.
and a few of them go to ASU, and I always say that Yavapai was the best place for learning. Like it was the one institution that was, you knew that was geared toward to help you learn the material. ASU, like, there's a lot of more resources, but you have to find those resources yourself. Like Yavapai was willing to like hold your hand through everything. Whereas ASU, like, you gotta find the library, you have to find like the tutors, you have to find the study rooms, or else not, you're not getting like your full tuition's worth. Whereas Yavapai, like, there's people so helpful there that they would walk you through it and help you to guide you in the
Okay.
right direction. We're in ASU, like, there's so many people and things are going so fast, like no one's gonna help you. Like you have to help yourself.
So what about the girls in Yavapai? If it's different from ASU?
Why are you asking me?
What was your college experience like?
My college experience was NPC, and it's
So-
pretty much like you said. It's like both of you said. It's a lot more laid back. The teachers aren't really on you, but you do have to stay up on your shit. You have to do pretty much everything yourself.
So how was the girls at NPC?
I remember we were working at Blue Jay when we were going to college. So okay, so let me tell you this. Cody and I, after high school, you know, like my brother got onto like a Lifeline phone company. We were selling phones and all that stuff. So I was just like,
Wait,
okay,
phones?
phones.
Like, hello?
Yeah,
That
like a
kind of phone?
hello,
Like a landline?
you know,
No,
yeah,
cell phone.
a cell phone.
Oh, cell phone. Oh,
Yeah.
I was talking about landline.
No. So like, it's people with that
That's
have like food stamps or like, you know, like Medicare or whatever like that. You know, like they would get a free phone, and if they live on the res, they get unlimited talk and text. So we needed people to kind of work in Winslow. So I was just like, they're like, you know, if you know anybody that needs work, you know, like come calling them up and have them apply. So I was like, Cody, what better way to work with a homie, you know, than cell phones and all that stuff. And it was really easy. You set up a tent and you basically just wait for people to come. It's like, oh, you guys sell free phones? Like, yeah, you got this, we'll set you up. So I remember Cody was going to like college at the same time and selling phones. And honestly, gotta say, that was like one of the funnest memories you and I have together.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
What was your work experience like? Well, how would you describe it,
It
Cody?
was so laid back. I mean, we just set up a tent and sit there for like 8 hours.
If you sell 4 phones, you got your 8 hours worth and you could leave early.
And I love that about the job.
Possibly you could, but like, you know, like we just waited there, literally set up a tent and waited for people to come. We were just playing games and all that, listening to music, you know. But you gotta, one thing I gotta admit, we met some pretty interesting type of people,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
especially when we went to Phoenix, because like we worked here for a couple months in Winslow, and we basically got everybody, you know, that needed a free phone and all that. We went to different locations throughout the town. People set up for a free phone. ran out of business. So like we're like, dang, we're so awesome. We sold everybody a phone, and you have to wait like a year before you get another one. So they were like, okay, you all either go to Phoenix or you get fired. So that's when like Tuba City team met up with us, and we all stayed in like a 1-bedroom like extended stay hotel for like a week. 5 of us in one hotel room. That was funny. That was like one of the best times ever. Like,
so, what's your choice of music? Since you talked about music, that you listen to music, like what would you
Choice
listen to?
music? I'm
Yeah.
not too picky about music, but I do refuse to listen to country and
Yeah, a lot of people
mariachi.
do.
So
Like
Cody,
newer country or just country in general?
Country in
All of them.
general.
All
I mean,
country, like,
pretty
most
much all
people
country.
don't like the new country, but they listen to the older country. That's why.
Cody's for me is like encyclopedia. Like if you play a metal song for him, Cody would know it. Even like the goth like era, like Cody will know those songs and be like, I know this song.
I remember that
And
one.
he'll guess the titles to it.
Okay, I'll play one. We got 10 seconds. It's free. It's fair use. 10 seconds.
On Spotify, we can let it play forever.
Yeah, no.
It's just YouTube. It's just YouTube.
Yeah, no, YouTube. It's 10 seconds because it's.
Yeah.
I know all the rights to music. Now, let me find it first. You guys can talk.
So yeah, so Cody's like one of the like biggest.
I think
like,
it's metal,
artists.
to be honest. I don't know
And
if it is.
just because of Cody is the reason why I like listen to some metal today. Like I still like System of a Down. I still like Linkin Park. I still like Fall Out Boys. It's all because of Cody. Cody asked me to
Because there was long like this.
long term Cody listen to this song. I know it.
Is that Bring Me the Horizon?
yeah.
Oh.
See, Cody, long hair Cody knows all.
The newest album or what? I haven't heard
Yeah,
that.
it's like their latest album. Yeah.
I was gonna say I haven't heard that before, but
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all-
you
Long
can-
hair Cody's
It's
an
a lot clearer, huh?
encyclopedia, bro.
definitely, yeah, you can definitely.
Cody's a
tell.
fucking encyclopedia for metal.
I remember we were at your apartment and you were just quizzing him on songs and all that.
Bro, he's an encyclopedia. You can play any era. Like, ask him about Rob Zombie.
Who's
Rob Zombie's like
Rob
Cody's
Zombie's
favorite
a
artist,
man.
favorite artist of
Rob
all
Zombie's
time.
favorite?
He's what?
Who's your favorite right now?
Cody's goat is
So
Rob
besides
Zombie.
besides Ozzy Osbourne.
Favorite artist?
Yeah, like favorite artist, like the one your go-to artist.
Go-to artist
Yeah.
and of the metal genre, yeah.
Of any.
Any,
genre.
any.
Yeah.
Any genre. I don't know. It's kind of hard to answer. I mean,
Okay, let me rephrase that. Who would you go see in concert? No doubt.
Metallica's one of them, I know for sure. Metallica and Rob
Metallica
Zombie.
still a thing?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no
they're
doubt, no
still-
doubt.
They sold out this Cardinal Stadium. That's a huge
They
stadium.
just released an album, I say, like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I think like.
They're
year
still
and a half.
huge today.
But
What about
touch it
Iron
back to
Maiden?
the topic. I'm not one to have a particular artist that I like.
Mhm.
I'm more of a genre type of person.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to choose. An
So
artist.
if you like you're a roofer, you said. So when you're on the roof, what music do you listen to? Like
I rarely
You
listen to
rarely listen to
music,
music?
but if I do listen to music, I'll either throw my phone on shuffle.
you're gonna throw your phone?
He listens to the Fourth Ward podcast.
There you go.
Or the music?
That's a good question though. I mean, it's more likely shuffling through my songs
Yeah.
or some sort of EDM playlist.
So I can name your artists right now since I know you so well. So I know System of a Down, one of them. Like hands down, you'll go to any concert.
You say artists, but like, are you talking
Eh,
like top 10 or
Top 10,
just
top 10.
artists that I listen to?
So
Say top
I-
5. Let's say top 5. It's top 10. is
Top
Top
five's a
five.
lot harder for him.
That's yeah.
I say top
Top
10.
10?
So top 10, I know System of a Down's in it. I know Rob Zombie's in it. I know Metallica's in it. And I know Attack Attack's in it.
So
I'm just kidding.
Attack,
So
no.
I know Asking Alexandra's in
It's,
it.
Blue Oyster Cult's in there.
State Line's got to be number one.
Oh man, top 5. Top 5. Easy.
Are those three right? In your top.
Oh
top
yeah,
10.
no doubt, no doubt.
So if you like to put your phone on shuffle, would you go to like metal, then to like a rock song?
Oh, you'd
and
be
then to,
surprised.
like,
You'd be
okay.
surprised.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, because
would
my
go all
phone
over
does
the
that too.
place.
Because I would go from like that breaking, what was it called? Bring Me the Horizon song, and then switch to Frank Sinatra. You know, whole different mood.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's how my son is. Yeah.
That's one thing that like we use like with my playlist especially, that you go all over the world with that. Like you could be playing like some American music, like classical music, and you go straight to like baby metal, which is like Japanese metal, and then you go
Oh, yeah.
from there
What was it called? Those three Chinese or the Japanese?
Japanese girls baby metal.
Baby metal, yeah.
Baby
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah, they
my
got-
one of my instructors loved them.
Yeah.
Like, every time we walk in, he'd be playing one of the
Go
music
cute,
videos.
but go hardcore.
Yeah,
metal.
yeah,
All
he was
cute.
like, they're so fucking adorable. I'm like, that's what he fucking said. Oh my god.
These guys used to hear me play it through my mic when we played zombies.
It was
and
in
all
high
that.
school.
Yeah.
It was in high school. He would play
When they
baby
first started it.
metal.
The reason why I like them is because they're just so random and out there and like different, you know, like a metal mix with
I
pop.
bet you they're all 40 years old.
No, actually, they're actually our age.
Shit, they're not even 20, right?
Well, now
Maybe
they
just
are.
turned 20.
Like the lead singer's our age. She's 22, 20, 23.
Some of them age really well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no
Like,
doubt.
yeah,
no doubt.
like they'll be like looking 40 and like be 20.
They're on next level skincare over
Yeah.
there.
that
America,
tea.
you know, we got McDonald's and all that. They got good food over there.
Tea and rice.
Yeah, but like you go from Japanese to German to like South African music and everywhere, you know. Just
Deutschland music.
broaden your horizons, man.
All right, Cody. Is Pantera in your top 10?
Ooh.
Is Pantera in your top 10?
Probably like top 15. Not
They're
top
not
10.
in top 10?
Unfortunately, not top 10.
So for some reason, when you said Pantera, I thought of Paramore.
What about
Disturbed.
what would you say
Disturbed,
the
yes.
top 7 artists? was?
Disturbed.
Oh,
Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin, yeah.
Wait, what about-
No.
You don't like Led Zeppelin? Yeah.
I like them. I'll listen to them, but
yeah.
not top 10.
Yeah, I like I said the same thing.
What
They
about,
have the most expensive catalog, and I was saying like I can like besides Stairway to Heaven and Immigrant Song, I cannot name another.
Respect him for what he did. That's what basically I do. Like he does pretty good like solos and all that, but you know, as far as for like listening to him to 24/7, not really.
What about Van Halen? You listen to Van Halen? The
Name-
guitarist was good. That's about it.
Yeah.
Name a few songs. I can't.
I can't
Panama.
name it.
Okay.
Panama and then Jump.
Oh,
remember?
Panama.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Hell yeah.
oh, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the people that sang Welcome to the Jungle?
Guns
Guns
N'
N'
Roses. Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
Guns N'
Roses.
Roses. Will they be in your top 10?
No.
They're not in your top 10?
Top 20 maybe.
Though
That's Slash, right?
That's our
Slash.
parents.
Slash
Yeah.
is not in your top 10?
That's our parents' top 10. That's their age music.
Bro, that song goes hard though.
It does.
Madonna's in Avery's top 10. Oh.
It does. Def Leppard, you know, like certain occasions I feel like doing throwback songs. Def Leppard, Motley Crue,
Oh, yeah.
and all that stuff. You know, like they have their good songs, but you know, only on certain occasions.
What about Journey? Is Journey in your top 10?
Yes.
Journey.
Yeah,
Ooh,
separate ways.
no.
Separate
Oh,
ways.
they're not in your top 10? Cody, you're crazy.
You're only naming artists from one genre. Although I do like these artists, I do listen to a lot more genres.
Okay, who's your favorite electronic
Like
artist?
DJ?
Like,
Like
DJ,
Like
yeah.
EDC music?
Yeah,
Can't
EDC.
say Calvin Harris. Oh.
I can't. It's the same thing. I can't really choose an artist.
It's just basically what you're feeling at the time, right?
Basically, what I'm feeling. Yeah.
Because to be honest, you and Nick were the first people I ever...
Is that wrong?
It's a drink.
Oh.
But,
No, you can.
yeah, but you and Nick were the first people that I know were into EDC music.
Yeah.
Like it was in high school, like probably freshman, sophomore year that you guys
Yeah.
were listening to it before
Yeah.
anybody else.
Yeah, well, Cody was the one that kind of showed me. Baby metal kind of got me into like pop and all that stuff, but Cody's the one that really broadened my horizons.
So
with that.
what about the 60s? What's your wheelhouse in the 60s?
60s. Okay,
Like-
for the
like
60s.
Four Seasons, Patsy Cline's Country, like Four Seasons, Frankie Valli, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder.
Personally,
just called
I like
to say
Guardians of the
I
Galaxy's.
love you. Oh, soundtrack?
The soundtrack. Oh yeah,
So
hands
you
down
like,
perfect.
hold on, let me name some of them.
that was on Police.
Blue Suede.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jeez. Damn, my hands are all clampy. Jesus, where is it? Okay, so let's say David Bowie's on there,
Oh,
Elvin
yes.
Bishop, Jackson 5.
I think the camera
What do you think
got
about
overheated.
What do you think about the whole Jackson 5 thing? Like his
It's
father making them do the stuff. Like
It's kind of like Tiger Woods. Like their parents push them to be so great, and
Yeah.
eventually when you get up to that age, like they don't. That's not their passion. Like, it was kind of like their parents' passion to push them towards it.
so you grew up with a guy that was a veteran, right?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how was that? How was that like? Like, did he like want you guys to follow, like, join the military when you were younger?
So my story is in high school I wanted to join the military. It was me and Cody's plan to join the
Yeah.
military when straight out of high school.
So what?
But it was Cody's dad that convinced me not to.
So what branch was your dad in?
My dad was in Army.
Oh, what about yours?
The Army as well.
too.
Mine was
Yeah.
Air Force.
Cody's both parents. They're both in Army.
So,
military.
Army and Navy.
Yeah.
My mom's
So
in the
what are
Navy.
the like lessons that you guys remember, like he taught you, like, about being from a veteran standpoint?
Just have critical thinking. He always said like people didn't have common sense.
Mm-hmm.
He would always say that like a lot of people depended on his decision making, but he always said that like he always just made the logical choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people overthought it, and he would just with the information that he would have, he would make the best decision at the time. And that's kind of like what I take now. Like if you're gonna make it the good decision, you need all the information as you can at the moment, and make the logical decision instead of overthinking it. Instead of like thinking of what ifs or what could be's. You need all the information at the moment and make the right decision there. So at least then you know like I made the wrong decision, but that's all the information I had, and at the time that's what the information was leading to.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just doing what ifs, like you could what if yourself to death if you try to.
So watching like military movies, what kind of values do you guys relate to on, like, when they're like commanding, like when they're being trained? You guys ever think about like how we raised you guys, you know, like towards like the military way, you know, like the way he was taught in the military, like raised you guys up that way?
I don't know. If there's one thing that reminds me of my dad is, if you're gonna do anything, you do it right, and you do it better than you should have.
Mm-hmm.
Along the lines of like giving 110%. That's
So don't
everything.
give into hindsight and all that. Don't worry
Basically,
about-
but if you're gonna do something, do it right, and
Don't half-ass it.
yeah, but do more than what you're supposed to.
So I noticed like you have like the military hair. Did you ever want like to grow your hair out? Because
Me?
Cody grew his hair out.
I always
Yeah.
wanted to, but my parents wouldn't let me. Like I never, even to this day, I still don't like haircuts.
You
Like
ain't- you ain't
I
about
still have
that
the navel
braid
hair.
life.
Yeah, his is.
You ain't about that braid life?
I still have navel hair, so my
I
hair.
think at one time you were brushing the floor with your hair. That's how long it was.
So my hair is like super thick, and then there's a lot of it. So whenever I get haircuts back in the city, like people don't like cutting my hair.
Get sheep shears.
Cause it's just a lot of hair, and people it's hard to cut,
Yeah.
and it's hard to
Mine is
like
the exact same way.
it gets everywhere. So a lot of people don't like cutting my hair.
Yeah.
So I always switch barbers like every couple of times. Cause if I go to one person, like they'll start to hate me.
Yeah.
I bet you jam up the razors.
Right.
you have a problem with that too?
I always use scissors because ever since like my dad let me grow out my hair, my hair's been long since then because I didn't like my hair short.
I remember your
So they
hair
always
was
just
short.
they would always be short. Like in elementary and high school, my dad was
Yeah.
like didn't care anymore about me, so he just like,
What
do
about you,
want.
Cody?
Oh, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I kind of got tired of having long hair, especially here where it's always windy.
Yeah.
You want to style your hair, but it's always in your face. You're always.
Is your hair thick as well? Because I think all natives. Is your hair thick? Because I think the majority of the natives' hair is thick.
It's thick, but not as thick as Avery's. I mean, Avery's got some thick.
Avery's like a cactus.
There's for me, there's a reason why I have two braids. My mom couldn't braid it like in one braid, otherwise it'd be just thick. So
Yeah.
that's where like the tail of the two braids came from. You know, she put it in a ponytail and put two braids on there.
The only reason I would get braids is to do like the Padawan thing,
Hey.
like on Star Wars.
Yeah.
Padawan, like the one little braid.
I remember in
Like
elementary.
Obi-Wan
that's
had
when-
one in the
yeah.
first episode.
Yeah, that's when all those Star Wars movies were coming
Yeah.
out.
It's like you wanted two buns.
Oh.
So I did. Oh. So that Halloween was great.
Oh.
Oh man, that's funny. What other memories do we have with each
So
other?
he was asking us like the first episode how was it like growing up in a small town? Different than being in the city like you are now.
I don't know. Small town did have its advantages. I mean, you're like a 5-minute drive from anywhere in the city.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to do here. You want to do something, you got to drive like an hour
Mhm.
to Flagstaff to do something.
That's exactly what I said.
Even though, like in Phoenix, it could be the exact same thing. You
Yeah.
gotta do something. It might be across town. You still gotta drive that hour. But I don't know. There's just more things to do, more variety. You get tired of a small town.
Definitely.
Plus, there's a lot of drama in small towns too. Everyone knows you. In the
Oh yeah,
city,
everybody knows everybody.
in the city, no one knows you. Like only your coworkers and the people you see every day only know you. And that's one thing I like about living in the city. Like no one knows your business or anything that's going on.
Oh yeah.
I always thought it was crazy that like in this lifetime it was me and Cody, cause Cody's a month younger than me, and we grew up kind of like in the same, like our families are from the same area. Like my dad's from Long Island, Cody's dad's from Long Island, and they have history back in the day. And I always find it weird that me and Cody were born like so similarly, and we grew up with each other. It's almost like destiny. I always thought it was weird about that. I always try not to think about it. I've always felt it like it's super weird.
Yeah.
Cause Cody's always yin to my yang. Cause I'm always more like the hyper person, like more like down to do things. Cody's more like, no, I'm good, fam. We work out so good together. Like to get Cody to do something, you gotta convince him like at least 2 days before he's willing to do it.
You gotta have a backup plan.
Because if something's wrong, Cody won't do it.
Yeah.
If there's a little thing wrong, Cody
Your plan
won't do it.
has to be foolproof to be able to convince
That's
Cody
true.
to do something.
That's
Like,
true.
It has to be 100% fun to be able to do it.
What's the furthest place you traveled?
Oh, it's got to be that trip we took.
DC
What was it,
trip?
8th grade year? Yeah.
Oh,
DC
you guys took that.
And
I
8th
didn't
grade
go.
year. So yeah, New York. New
Same
York would
thing?
be the furthest place.
I didn't go there.
Oh, you didn't go? Yeah, I didn't go either.
Yeah.
I think I went to Rhode Island once. That's probably the furthest place I've been.
Furthest
Yeah.
I've gone is probably Montana, almost to Canada.
Oh, you getting out there in Montana here?
No, I'm getting up on that Montana, bro. That Montana
Oh yeah, you
accent.
got to get them. I can't do it.
Gotta get them panels up there, bro, for them urban Chippewa Cree natives up there, bro.
Oh, don't get your hair stuck up there. Eh?
Dude, I was stuck up there for 2 weeks. I came back with an accent. My brother's like, "Stop it! You're a Southern native. You don't talk like that. Quit saying bro."
So when you're installing panels, you have to put on like sunscreen because like the reflection of the sun goes at you, or do you wear sunglasses?
No,
So you just go at it.
I just go at it because that's the beauty
So
of
can
being
you
brown.
see us right now?
Eh. Well, I don't wear sunglasses because it gives you that raccoon, like
Yeah.
that shade
Oh, yeah.
thing right there. So, only thing I wear is like a long sleeve shirt. That's about it.
That's all you wear. No one.
Just so I don't get suntan, and sometimes you got to reach underneath the panel, hook up some wires in the metal frame, but sometimes burn your skin. Wear a
Yeah.
long sleeve shirt, you're fine. So, face would get brown, nice and crispy.
Do you wear sunblock, or do you just go up there? as
I do
sun-
not wear sunblock. On the other hand, I don't know. I feel better off wearing 2 shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first shirt is just to reflect the heat, really. Second shirt, of course, it's Phoenix. You're on the roof. It's hot as fuck. You're gonna be sweating.
Do you get like one of those cooling shirts?
No, not really a cooling shirt. It's just a
Like
ordinary
those, like,
shirt.
those thin ones. that-
Ordinary
Yeah.
T-shirt.
You go work early in the morning though over there, don't you?
Yeah, we tend to rise with the sun. Yeah.
You guys typically end like before it gets like too hot or what?
Right now we're starting at 5,
Uh,
and at 1, around 1.
that's not too bad. That's like right when it starts to get like really hot. So like
That's
3.
about when it hits peak temperature.
Yeah.
So me and Nick were talking on the last podcast that we hated like going fishing and hearing you going ee with your fucking Barbie doll fishing pole that was like 2 feet tall, and he's like ee blowing in like a fucking big ass fish.
That was, I don't know. That was always one thing that like we were always fishing, and then like you would be on the other side of the hill. Avery and I would have the hardest time trying to catch a fish. We'd just be waiting there, and then like
When I learn how to swim, I want to go tuna fishing. Like in the sea, big ass ones.
those big ones.
Pull it out. Would you do that? The tuna one, the big ass tuna. Like
They're worth
Yeah.
a lot.
Deadly
If
catch.
you catch
Oh.
one, it's like $1,000.
a whole bunch of lobsters.
How big do they get?
They're huge.
They're probably same
Big,
size as Avery,
man,
maybe.
big.
Oh.
Damn.
Anyway, yes, I would love to go deep sea fishing, but my biggest thing would most likely be trying to get used to
Oh yeah.
the waves. Yeah.
Oh, I
They
get
have,
motion sickness.
Strong memory. That drug.
Oh, another memory I have of Cody was one of Cody's cousins. We were fishing at Saley Lake on the Navajo Nation.
Yeah.
Where's that?
And then,
at?
it's
Like
like
closest
Gucci
town. Closest town.
That's
it's
over by.
it's the middle. It's like in the middle of the
I've
res.
finally seen that. It's
So-
it's like nice and green up there.
Yeah, it's like it's in the hills.
Yeah.
And I remember we were fishing there. I think me and Cody were there for a basketball tournament, and we went fishing with his uncle. Like in the meantime,
Yeah.
I remember a fish jumped. Like as soon as we got out of the car, a fish jumped up, like a trout, and just jumped. And me and Cody just like, oh, there's fishes out, they're eating. But I remember Cody's uncle was like, hey, watch this. Threw it directly over, like threw his fishing pole directly in the direction, started reeling it in and caught it and just reeled in that fish that just jumped. Like he knew where it was, threw his pole, caught it, and just reeled it in.
It's like within the span of a minute. Like
Yeah, like
we
as soon
see
as
it
we
jump,
got there, we
call
seen
it.
it jump, and he just threw it in, caught it, and then just reeled it in. And now I was just kind of like, that's so legendary.
It was a big trout too. It was.
And Cody remembers that story. I remember just thinking like we're about to sit here for like an hour and catch nothing. And he just caught one in like 30 seconds.
Like I
Like we
said,
had just pulled up. We had just parked the vehicles and everything.
like I said, Cody comes from a long lineage of fishermen. They all know their stuff. They're pros.
Like as good as a fisherman Cody is, I don't think he'll be on that level. I don't
I
think he'll be on
aspire
that
to be on
level.
that level. Hands down.
I remember just saying, I was like, that's where fucking Cody gets it, bro. Like we can't catch something, but his uncle will come out with like 10 trouts.
It's all like, I always think of that quote from Smoke Signals. It's like, we didn't hunt buffalo, we were fishermen.
So we grew up in a small town with many restaurants. What's your favorite restaurant and what's your go-to order when you got that restaurant?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm pretty sure wrong.
It has to be in one of the large
One of two restaurants. I pick Alfonso's. Well, Alfonso's, if I had to pick a top three, Alfonso's, Root Beer Stand, or La Posada. Those three.
Damn, all bougie over here.
He's half white.
I can afford it. Hey. But like Alfonso's, I get a burrito. I wasn't introduced to Alfonso's until like my junior senior year.
What?
What?
Yeah,
You were missing out.
You were missing out for a long time.
dude. Like so like I always thought like Alfonso's was like that Mexican restaurant that'll get you sick, like if you eat it.
That was. Oh.
It did get my brother sick once, but it's really good.
So that was worth it. Like.
It was worth it. Plus like $4 giant burritos. You can't get none better than that. I've gone everywhere else. Those burritos are like $6. You know, they're not even half as good anywhere
Man,
else.
back in elementary school, Alfonso's burritos, they used to be like
Yeah.
a foot
Remember,
long.
yeah.
They were
Like the breakfast burritos.
you definitely got your money's worth.
Yeah. Now I'm just getting like the 7-8 inch burritos now, and I'm just like, oh. I remember you guys used to always talk about that. Like the burritos were always like.
What about you?
They
Cody?
still are.
Hey.
Well, you, Cody.
It'd probably have to be entree.
Entree?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Hands down, entree probably has the best sweet and sour chicken I've ever had. It's my go-to place. That and the egg rolls. I love the egg rolls.
Yeah, I love the egg rolls. Like,
That's hard. Top three? So entree and then
Oh, yeah, it's a close top three.
what's next? What's next?
What's the other two?
It's got to be entree, Alfonso's, and then Rupert Stand.
100%.
Mine would probably be Alfonso's. In town?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's be in town.
Nothing on the south
So
side of the tracks.
Alfonso's.
So you can't say Cheshire's chicken and Joseph's.
I'll probably say churches and then entree.
Remember that? Remember at Flying J a long time ago? There was a buffet in there.
I do
What did
remember
they say?
that. Yeah.
I vaguely
Faintly,
remember it.
faintly,
That was
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite restaurants growing up because we used to go there all the time. So I used to be chubby. Oh, yeah, that and then Falcon maybe. So every once in a while.
Ooh,
I'd have it.
Oh,
I forgot
that
about
was-
Falcon.
yeah.
Falcon
That's
Wimpy
good.
Tuesday was bomb.
Ooh, those big ass burgers.
Yeah.
And
I would-
probably entree.
I always remember Denny's was our go-to place after social events at
Yeah,
school.
like late at night.
Denny's.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
after dances and
After
stuff.
we had school dances at like 11, 12 o'clock at night.
I think after graduation I went there with a couple of friends.
Well, everybody went there. I think like this is the go-to
We'd
place to
always
go.
there.
Because that was like the only place that was open in the small town at that hour. It was either that or
How many
McDonald's.
dances did you go to in high school?
Huh?
How many dances did you go to in high school?
I didn't go to any.
You didn't go to any?
No,
Not
I didn't
in
want
prom?
to. No, I didn't even want to.
What about you? How many dances did you go to?
Oh no, I went to the first one was Winterfest. That's the only one I went to.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, like the freshman year.
I didn't go to Winterfest freshman year.
I think.
What about you?
that's
How
the
many
only one I
dances
went
did you go to?
I gotta say about like 6 or 7. What about you?
It's not that I wasn't
Just high
asked to
school?
go.
Yeah, in high school. How many dances?
Just one.
Yeah.
Was this prom?
No, not a problem. I
You
went to
did-
Winterfest
He went to New Mexico for prom. Remember?
Sophomore.
Oh yeah, you. That counts.
sophomore year. No, I didn't go to prom.
You're
didn't go to
lying.
prom. I
You're
didn't.
lying. We know you went to New Mexico.
Okay,
I
up
went
to
to New
this.
Mexico, yeah, but I didn't go to prom.
Up
You're
to-
lying.
Up to this day, we're still trying to figure out what Cody did that
we
night.
told Cody ditched me and Nick, and we're still trying to figure that out.
We're still upset about that.
We had plans, Cody.
So I don't remember the name of the event, but we were down there for Gathering of Nations, and the girl I was with at the time.
It was during Gathering of Nations.
It
I
was. It
remember
was.
Although we didn't go to her prom, we did go to a concert that had the name prom in it. So
That's
I guess
prom.
we did go to prom.
Into a high school prom.
It wasn't high school prom.
But yeah. What about you? How many dances did you go to?
Gee, so when you guys forget. So I think I just went. I know I went to most of them my sophomore year. One my junior year. It's hard. I'll say about 8 or 9.
I mean, like, I went to the dances hoping it would be fun, you know, but it was always just one group of kids that were dancing. And it none of your friends went. Only time my friends went was, like, with the older kids. You remember, like, the metalheads? I convinced them to go and all that, like, Lyman and Jared and all those guys.
If you went with somebody, it was fun. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Like if the person you went with was fun.
Yeah.
It was worth it. But if it wasn't, like if they just like kind of stood there, it wasn't.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, I'm gonna dip out. He just left and everything, just went to Denny's, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, common question. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Oh.
I've had quite a few different answers for the question.
Okay, mine would be the power to refill things in any object,
Damn.
but to refill it.
That's good.
So you can like refill somebody's drink without noticing.
Refill somebody's drink,
I can break
somebody's
it
hay
without-
trailer,
Refill somebody's bank account.
Yeah,
Oh.
anything. You would be able to refill anything.
Wait, you Cody.
I'm a basic bitch. I'm gonna have to go with teleportation.
What was that?
I'm lazy. I gotta go with teleportation.
Teleportation. Oh, that's
yes.
a good one.
Oh,
Like
yes.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Well, like on a major scale.
Goku,
Like, Goku. Like
Instant transmission. Instant transmission.
What about you, Avery?
I'll say infinite youth. Not being able to age.
I wouldn't want that at all.
I wouldn't
Have
want
you
that
not
either.
watched Logan? Oh.
He died though.
Immortality is
Yeah,
something
but-
that everybody talks down on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you have to watch the people you like met at that time die.
I just won't
and
get
then
the close to
outgrow
anybody.
them.
I just won't get the close.
I
to
just-
That's
anybody.
hard though.
I just
Yeah,
watched
can't
it.
say that.
I just
How are
watched.
you not gonna
Yeah,
get close to
like-
anybody?
I'll be hanging out with my grandsons.
Eventually, you can see your grandsons.
I just watched this
Yeah.
I'll
like
hang out with the new grandson.
like this Japanese movie where this dude was like, he was like 200 years old and he just wanted to die, dude. And he was just like, I lived through 5 wives and countless more other friends I've seen grow up and die. I was just like, damn, that's dark. I don't ever want that. You know, they say it's a curse. I don't know. Just depends on you.
I'm super insecure, so I would do the power to mind read.
That's pretty cool.
Like I'm so insecure. Like if like I'm at work and someone looks at me weird, I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Mhm.
You know? I'm like shit. Like I get insecure about that and I worry about it the whole time. Like fuck. But reading minds would probably be great.
I don't know. That would be nice.
Okay, so speaking about work, what was the worst Blue Jay customer you guys had? What was your guys'
Oh.
worst experience at
Check
Blue
that
Jay?
through my phone.
Through your phone?
Yeah.
I remember that. That was here, right?
Yeah. Okay. So there was one lady that was mad because her phone wasn't working, and it was totally her fault. She didn't know how to work the phone, and I was like, okay, all you gotta do is call customer service. She's all, well, my fucking phone ain't fucking working, so can I use one of your fucking phones? And she was pissed, man. I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead and use my phone. Call customer service.
Yeah.
And they're like, she's on the phone with them, and then she was just
You
like,
had to buy a phone to call customer service.
$5 you can buy this flip phone right here. But anyways, they told her that, you got to pay for this for your phone to work. And she's just like, no, that ain't going to work for me. And she got mad. I had a phone, and she was just like, F that. And she threw my phone, hit the corner of the table, and it fell on the ground. It cracked my whole screen. And she's like, and her hand was like, I just had hand surgery. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to throw it that hard. I was just like, what? And I was pissed. I was just like, get out of here,
So, is there anything from high school that you use now? Like anything you learned from high school that you use today? Like any of the classes you went to?
Choose the people who you hang out with carefully. That's the only thing I really learned from high school.
I'm talking like lessons that we learned.
Pythagorean theorem.
Do you use that?
Only thing I use that to level out panels, solar panels.
Can't just use a level or something?
There's not a level that long, Cody. Come on.
Why don't
Level
you
that-
Does it have to be that long? I don't
Why don't
think
you
so.
just grab
It
two
covers the whole
levelers,
roof.
tape it together, and put it on there?
What do you mean?
Like get two levelers, like long ass ones, and like weld it together.
There's not that big levels to cover a whole roof, though.
What angle does it have to be? What angle does it have to be in?
Like, sometimes the panels...
Has to be an acute angle, or obtuse,
perpendicular.
Or right? I don't remember.
Has to be perpendicular, 90 degrees the whole way. It has to line up with the rail and all that stuff, along with the side of the roof and all that. Because you don't want the roof to be like a perfect square, and then your panels are like angled a certain way.
Wait, are you doing it on roofs?
Yeah.
Oh.
As well as on the ground.
Oh, I was thinking about on the ground.
He does it everywhere.
Everywhere.
Planes.
Planes, Donald Trump's plane, Nation plane, they do it all over.
Damn, Nation plane.
Oh.
I just want to see it. Like everybody keeps. I want to see it.
I want to see it too.
I want to
I've
go
only
to
seen pictures
New
of it.
Mexico. I'm not New Mexico.
Have you guys heard about the helicopter that the Navajo Nation bought, but they can't use it yet?
Oh, because they have to have a 10-year license or something
Yeah,
like
because
that?
they have no one to pilot it.
Yeah, no one has
So
that
for now, they're
experience.
just paying storage fees, holding it somewhere.
I've seen that too.
So you're telling me that our helicopter's on blocks right now?
Its wheels were taken off. They took off the propellers.
I don't think that's a lot of positions, like the Navajo Nation president. That's not one position that smart people want to go to.
Everyone's gonna bash you for it, no matter.
Like everybody knows that's just a hated position because
Yeah.
everyone who's been in it has been hated. Like I don't think there's ever one president people are like he did a really good job.
Yeah, there was always some controversy
Of our time,
with it.
anyway. Because people really loved Ronald Reagan. People really loved JFK.
Well,
Oh, you're talking about Navajo Nation?
Navajo Nation,
Navajo
my bad.
Nation.
sir.
I'm sorry.
I loved Obama. Just kidding.
Yeah, Nick loved Obama, but
You loved Obama? Obama?
Obama.
Obama.
Obama, because he used the drones and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't love him. I just supported. The thing I liked about Obama is he actually came to the res and he actually went to powwows and stuff. That's all. I like the effort.
You like Morgan Freeman.
Aw.
That's not Obama.
Who?
Morgan
Hey,
Freeman.
hey,
Morgan Freeman.
leave Morgan Freeman out of this.
Oh, he went to a Kinalda. Came in with turquoise.
It's so
jewelry
weird
and
that people
everything.
experience our culture, but they don't do anything for it. They just do it kind of for the likes, and then
Yeah.
they just leave us hanging.
It's just remember George Bush would go to the poor countries in Africa and kiss a baby and then just leave and not do anything with them.
I think he would wipe his lips after.
Yeah, or something like that, I don't know, but I just think that's kind of messed up too. They only go there for likes and publicity, but they don't actually do anything to help the community. Nothing has changed in the res.
Oh, good. See the answer. What was your favorite Blue Jay story? What was one customer service story?
No, the
that you
worst.
have?
Worst customer that we've
I
ever
don't
had.
know. Let's see. There was one customer in Phoenix. I was probably on 32nd Street and Thomas. There's a
What's that? When we were in the homeless? I gotta tell
no,
that story.
that's towards Central.
Oh,
towards
go Cody.
Yeah,
Cody,
I'll-
go Cody.
I'll-
Tell us,
I'll-
tell
That's
us.
more towards Chasefield,
Yeah.
but I don't know. One character stopped by, showed me her brand new phone that she got from wherever else through the same program, free phones through the government. And all she did was degrade the phones that we had. Talk about how much better her phone was, how many more minutes she had, how much more data she had, and then she went on her way. All she did was.
They just talk shit to you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt, but So today I was leaving, and there was a customer outside smoking, and she's like, "Oh, this my sore throat's killing me." I'm like, "Why are you fucking smoking?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" So I just kept walking. Like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Okay.
I almost quit because of that. Oh.
So there's this one story that like Cody, myself, my older brother, and then another coworker, Sydney, we all went to Central Phoenix. Okay, Central Phoenix downtown. There was a street. It was like Washington Street.
It's like Thomas or Jefferson.
It's
or
like some
Washington.
presidential street downtown, and then on that street, there's like homeless central. There's like where all the homeless people in like Phoenix live, and we were scared, like pulling up and all that. Everyone was just like, these guys have like no IDs, no nothing. They could murder us, and nobody would know who murdered us and everything like that. It was ghetto. I was scared. I grew up in Pinon, you know, like I was scared. Like, oh, let's block. We parked like 3 or 4 blocks away. We would come walking up and all that. Everyone's squaring us up, and my brother had face tattoos. And they're like, "Hey, Holmes, what do those tattoos mean, man? Where you coming from, and all that." And like, we stuck together like in groups and pairs. We didn't like want anybody else going by themselves. There was this guy that came up. He's like, "Hey, man, I'd like to get a free phone." I was like, "All right, you got food stamps or anything like that?" He's just like, "Yeah, I do." And like, he's like, "All right, let me pull it out." He pulls out his wallet, but he drops it, and he bends over. This dude has a Glock in his back pocket. Like, he's like hardcore drug dealer. This lady came up to us. She's like, "Hey, Daddy, I need some money," or something like that. He pulled out his wallet. Dude had hundreds in there, gold watch, everything. You just knew this dude was bad news. And then like, there's like some system failure to where his name couldn't go through, and I was scared to tell this dude that he was denied for a phone. I was just like, and then remember that one hooker lady? This lady's like 70, 80 years old, comes up to me, and she starts rubbing my stomach. I'm just like, "What are you doing?" And she's just like, "Show me your eyes." And then I had sunglasses on. I took them off. She's just like, "You have sexy eyes. Will you go to bed with me?" I screamed, dude. I was like, "Ah!" I put my sunglasses back on. I was like, "Cody, let's get the fuck out of here."
But,
What's your take on this, Cody? What's your take on this?
Oh, one thing that stands out to me was I was setting this one guy up with a phone, and he was nonchalantly sitting next to me on a curb, breaking up weed for a blunt.
no.
But
Asking for a free phone?
he was only putting so much weed in there, and it basically looked like a cinnamon stick.
See, this is what I think it's weird because like with people like with the difference between like marijuana and cocaine, like people are very stingy with marijuana, but when it comes to cocaine, they're like, "Here, take a snort," you know? Isn't that weird? Like how many people like.
So it was like a thin like roll, like
It was a
just,
thin
like
roll.
on,
It was a
it was
shitty
all
roll.
paper?
It was all paper. Yes.
Like up in smoke.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there was like cops constantly going up and down that street, like, and they were looking at us like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing here?" And we're just selling lifeline phones. Like, "Hurry up and get out of here!" Like, and then they're just going up and down the street, and people were just like, "Fuck the 5-0" and all that stuff all in there. It's like, we got out of there so quick, and we told our managers like, "We're never going back there again. Like, screw that. It's not worth our
Yeah.
pay."
So since we're talking about homeless people, what do you think the most common reason for people are failing or giving up is?
There's so many stories, man.
To be honest, it really just depends on the person.
Yeah.
They may be fed up with emotions at the time. It just
Or just bad scenario with everything, just their cards they were dealt, and like they get to jail, they don't have money to get the ID, or like their family kicks them out, they have nowhere to live, you know. I've heard so many stories about it.
all in all, it really just depends.
Yeah, there's so many stories about like
Factors.
Do
certain
you think like
situations.
the way they were raised is one of the big factors?
I wouldn't say the way they were raised. I mean, that has nothing to do with whether you're going to be successful in life or not.
Yeah.
Maybe the environment they grew up in, like put some boys in the hood scenario in there.
All right, Cody. So what's one goal you want to achieve before 30? We asked all of our guests this. What's one goal
I
you
want to go to school. I want to get a degree.
Like a bachelor's or just any degree at all?
Just a degree.
And what? And what?
At first, I was looking at medical, but I don't know. I really want to.
Oh,
I think I'd rather go for like a trade school or something.
So that's the one thing you want to do before 30? So you have 8 years from now, and that's the biggest thing you want to do?